Hello, this is the second winner. The winner for May, based on us going past the 1 million views barrier on YouTube. And again, I apologise for this being late. I've been a little bit unwell recently. This is for Farah Solomon. Farah, I've just printed her wheel off, like the other one, and straight away I'll get into it. So the first thing we notice is that Farah has the Sun 1 degree in Capricorn. There's no doubt about it. Something happened or started to happen about 3 years ago as Pluto started to pass over her Sun, which would have been very transformational. I also look down and I can see that she has Mars in Capricorn too. And Mars is joined at the moment by Pluto. This suggests that this is a person who can find themselves almost with a fantastic fascination with the psychology of life, but also potentially a fantastic fascination with materialism, consumerism, because it's in the second house, Mars. And Mars has the potential for instant gratification. So there can be some very hot and heavy scenes being played out around desires, whether it's in a romantic context or it's in terms of money. The key when Mars and Pluto are concerned is that we don't do anything that's particularly dodgy or underhand. And there can be the temptation to do so, to walk on the wild side, to take shortcuts. So Farah needs to be conscious of that. But the Moon is in the superbly well-balanced location of Libra. Now, of course, Saturn has been going through Libra in recent times, but it's not conjunct the Moon anymore. But if we go back 6 or 9 months ago, it would have been, and that may have been a very restrictive time for this person. Now, Mercury is in the go-ahead sign of Sagittarius. It's also in the first house, suggesting that this person has got a fantastic fascination with the new. Anything that's new and novel, which can often be the case with Sagittarians, is ramped up to an even higher level. So for a Capricornian person, this is a person who is much less traditional, much less orientated towards convention. Now, Venus is located in the passionate energies of Scorpio, and it's also in the 12th house. This can be quite awkward. It suggests there can be lots of issues to do with the past that seem hard to escape. It can point towards secret liaisons, clandestine relationships, but also it can suggest that it's hard to get over relationships that go wrong from the past. And perhaps there's quite a lot of conditioning that's linked to relationships that this person has experienced. It is also possible that there may still be an ongoing link with someone that she has known in the past. And this could become quite a pattern in her future life. Now, Mars, as I've already mentioned, is in the second house in the natal horoscope, and it's in Capricorn. So this is a person with a natural love of the good things in life, and that's certainly being ramped up to full at the moment. Jupiter, however, is in Leo in 7 degrees, and in the 9th house, again points towards a love of culture, a love of travel, love of moving around in the world. Someone who probably is quite comfortable being in new places. Now, Saturn, which obviously is very important in terms of stability in life, is in Virgo, and it's in the 10th house. This suggests that despite the fact that this person may show quite avant-garde tendencies in some ways, there is another side of them that can be strictly traditional and understands that there are times that they really have to play the game in life in order to benefit, particularly professionally. Now, just like the person I was talking about before, this person also has Uranus in the 12th house, so surprises tend to crop up when they least expect them. And the amazing thing is that those surprises will often be to do with their love life. And with their love life, having Uranus conjunct Venus in the 12th house, it really does suggest the potential for things to be very, very restless, but a great deal of secretiveness. They might like to have more than one relationship on the go, might be very private about what they tell people, but this person is very charismatic, and that can attract people to them, no question about it. Very sexually charismatic, I would imagine. Now moving on, we also have Neptune in Sagittarius, as like Mercury. This just adds to this sort of sense that this person has a huge imagination, and their canvas of life is not necessarily going to be based in any one place. They can be quite mobile and live all over the place, quite frankly, and be very comfortable with it, soak up all sorts of influences and cultures. And then finally, Pluto is in Libra in the 11th house. Now, of course, we have the moon in Libra, so the first thing I'm looking for is there connection between the moon and Pluto, and there's a 2-degree conjunction. Therefore, emotions are very potent with this person, very, very potent indeed. Friendships are important. A certain amount of personal freedom are important. 11th house is very similar to Aquarius. There may be a nobleness at one level, but this person may, in a way, have their own set of rules, their own morality, their own moral benchmarks. They may be a little bit different from what other people would expect. So when it comes to the professional side of life, I do feel that there's no problem at all sort of understanding that there is a need to fit in, but then there's other parts of this person's personality where they may lead a completely unique life, very, very different to the normal average Joe or Joe-S in the street, if there is such a thing. Now, with the ascendant in Sagittarius, also very, very close to Mercury, this points towards this sense that this person will definitely be always wanting to discover new things. Could point towards a love of new foods, love of history, philosophy, cultures, astrology, anything really which continually stimulates them. And with a lack of stimulation, you're really turning off the oxygen to this person's life. Now, as I said before, we have the Sun and Mars closely side by side. This is someone, therefore, who has tremendous drive, tremendous will to succeed. And with the Sun very close to Pluto, and Pluto sat on Mars at the present time, something's changing in this person's life, whether they want it to change or not. Maybe it's the things that they're doing, maybe it's the things that are coming from outside. Now, the moon forges a nice link with Mercury, suggesting an ability to express feelings well. Also forges a nice link with Neptune, suggesting a very sensitive personality at times, which is in contrast to the potential to be actually quite an assertive character too. Now, with the moon conjunct Pluto, we've already talked about that. Everything is so much more intense with this particular location. Okay, it's in an air sign in Libra, which does add a little bit of levitation, but generally we're talking about whatever happens to this person, it's almost like they have to die and rebirth over and over again in their life. Sense of personal justice, again, very important, but as I said before, won't necessarily match the people that they interact with. With Mercury squaring with Saturn, there can be times of depression, doubt, low energy, low morale. That's something that you are going to have to work at for the whole of your life, really. But also, equally, there is an absolutely fantastic link between Venus and Saturn, which suggests, although you do have this different contrast inside your nature, assertive, strong, articulate, very inquisitive at one level, there's another side to you that is very, very sensitive. And you might stick to some things in your life because you need that sense of security. Now also, we've already discussed Venus conjunct Uranus, which will give this person a natural magnetism, which will draw lots of attention. Heads will be turned all through your life. That's never, ever going to end. And Mars also forges a fantastic link with Saturn as well. Now, we have to remember that Mars is the throttle and Saturn is the brake. So when they're balanced, again, this suggests that this person, although they have these individual needs which are very strong, there's another side of them that knows when to knuckle down and really apply themselves. Mercury is, however, square the midheaven, which suggests that even if you do occasionally come up against people in your career or your working life that you find difficult. It may be issues linked to your father or your mother, particularly if they were very assertive people. And there's part of you that would rather be a little bit more free of them. But having said that, we also have Saturn square Neptune. This is the potential, has the potential to be very, very draining. You need to be very careful what you eat and drink. Be conscious that your system can be very sensitive to what you put in it. But there is a fantastic link between Jupiter and the ascendant. And there's something about you that often will make people smile. So I think, Farah, you are a person with a tremendous amount of unique attributes. Your horoscope is one of the most unique I've done on the personal profiles since I started doing this. And I think for you, there is that mixture of conservatism, of individuality, of inquisitiveness with the new, and it's all a blend together, and it's going to be quite a shifting feast all through your life. But you're a strong character, that is for sure. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye. If you'd like a live consultation with one of my astrologers, tarot readers or psychics, please look at the link below, paste it into your browser, because you can have a reading which is 100% guaranteed. If you're not happy, we'll give your money back. But I think you'll find it's great sometimes to be able to talk to someone live. It's been a pleasure being with you. Good luck and goodbye.